I wish you all a very nice 1st of May. For some part on the planet, I heard it's a public holiday, which might explain why we are not so huge group for today. And I also heard that most of the time we have very nice weather after a second winter. So two conditions which will keep the group kind of small. As usual, this is a CNCF meeting. Therefore, I kindly ask you to follow the CNCF code of conduct. If you want to boil it down to what it actually says, is like being nice and friendly to each other and be welcoming to everyone who is new and support each and everyone. First question, as usual, is there anyone new in the call who was never before here or like to take the chance to shortly introduce himself? If not, then this is also fine. So we have tons of veterans in the call, which is also fantastic. Perfect. With which working group we would like to start? Anyone from comms in? Looks like. Do we have any updates from comms? I'm pointing now out to Valeria. I hope you have some insights. No updates. Okay. We will take that. We will take that. Work group, green reviews. Anything new here? I saw there's a few discussions going on, hosting our own website and stuff like that. How it's going with the green reviews work group.
Yeah, maybe I can give like an update for both for both working groups, just a short one because I've been in a few meetings for both. At least for the comms, I think we created like a separate board in Miro, which also Green Reviews working group used for retrospective. So in that board, we would give it an attempt to try a more visual way to like gather ideas and what to focus on. We can ask afterwards in Slack for the working group chairs to share the links to that. I don't have that link to that Miro board out of my head, but I think it's available in the Slack channel. So if someone in this group, for example, has some suggestions to what comms working group should focus on, it's a great opportunity to add it there because it would be a bit of more way to overview and maybe gather similar ideas before we move it to GitHub as issues. So that is probably the latest update. And another update is that we are looking into creating a blog post on announcing Cloud Native Sustainability Week 2024 once we land the dates for that event next week. So after we land the dates, I think Savita, the blog lead in the working group, will follow it up. So there is also an issue on GitHub, which I could share afterwards. So that's what I could remember for the comms working group, at least the update. And for the green reviews, yes, there was a discussion on the website on if we could have it as a separate website or if we must have it under the tag ENV website. At least one decision that has been landed on is that since this is a technical working group that actually produces a technical deliverable, like a platform, the documentation should be together in the same repo as the code, which is also a normal practice in software development. So, and not like be in another repo so that people would need to switch between repos to maintain the documentation. So that's at least one thing that has been landed on. But then the question is if there is a general rule that in the CNCF level that prevents us from having a separate website, which we have kind of done work for already. So we will see. Leo is following up with the CNCF.
Yeah, I
And
think it's helpful there to then really underline the wording of that's a documentation rather than saying it's a website, because I think website could give the wrong impression. Like,
oh yeah, it says it. It
it's
says it in the issue. Yeah,
okay.
it's detailed in the issue title and description that it is the technical documentation for what we're building
Okay,
in the
perfect.
working group. But there were like some a bit back and forth, I think. So
Yeah.
it ended up to be longer discussion than planned. So we'll see. We are just awaiting the last feedback from CNCF if it's okay to go ahead with what we already created. Sorry, I hope you don't hear like banging on the background from me.
It's okay.
Yeah, so yeah, and the last update is that there is some documentation right now that is being created for how we are going to like trigger the workflow, how we are going to perform measurement and deployment of the workflow for measuring the sustainability footprint of CNCF projects like Falco and more projects that may come. So I will share an issue on that in the chat as well. So it's also open for any feedback. So I think that's what I could come up with for this too.
Perfect. I think there's a question maybe from Valeria.
Yes. No, I just wanted to add something about the last meeting from comms. That was the request from, I don't remember the person, but it was about moving the time of the meeting. But I don't think we opened a poll or shared a poll to change the current time. I don't know if it's important to share here. Remembered.
For the Green Reviews working group or for the regular meeting?
For comms. For comms.
Okay. Yeah. I haven't seen anything on that. So yeah, guess we should open somewhere a poll for it. Totally checking if you have it somewhere on the list, but looks like. Alrighty. Cool. Thank you very much for the updates to all of you. Are there any questions or follow-ups from the rest of the participants? Doesn't sound like. Then we have solved the two both working groups. Jumping over to the projects. I don't see anyone from the best practice group in here. For everyone who is interested in joining maybe the work of them, you can find within our GitHub repository the project dashboard, which is counting for almost all of the projects in some way, or also for the working groups. Marta and Jacob are actively searching for participants. We have already a few discussions going on, a few contributions going on. So it's a perfect place if you would like to jump into creating and sharing your best practices, which could be relevant for this work, to put it into this place. Alrighty. Then landscape document version 2, the rewriting. We have also, don't see anyone who's working on it yet. For this one, as usual, we have already the landscape document, which you can find on our website. It's in the process to be rewritten, a little bit thinned out, a little bit updated, reshaping the form, giving a little bit more purpose into it, so that the document is, how to say, more reachable, more adoptable for people who are interested in all of this work.
Yeah, I know I said it many times. I cannot wait when this one is finished because I'm gonna use it to make a lot of people aware.
Sounds great. Great. Perfect. Then Green Scraper. I think, Christina, the mic is back to you.
Yeah. Since last time we had I don't remember if it was before our first meeting or not, but last week we had our first meeting in the project, and we had like 5 people, I think, present. So that was cool. I thought it would be just me and Al Hussein. So that was nice. A few folks were interested. So we discussed a bit the background for this project and what we have till now, which is the Green Scraper tool, like the initial version that was donated by Al Hussein and William, 2 versions of the tool. And we had some follow-up or tried to structure the work on what we could start with. So we have now created a bunch of issues for the work that needs to be done in the project. And we have a separate project board on the tags repo where you could see all the tasks, and it's open for all. So if you suddenly see something that kind of sparks your interest, you're welcome to comment and let us know. Yeah, you could see it there. So we have a tracking issue, and we created 5 issues there in the no status yet, because there was like the follow-up from the last meeting. So in the next meeting, we will see if we could go through some of them and see who would like to focus on what, which of these issues. So that's the latest status, basically. And we will do bi-weekly meetings on Monday at 5 p.m., 45 minutes meetings. So they are in the TagEnv calendar. So if you would like to join, you're very much welcome to join it next Monday.
Perfect. Thank you. Sounds good. Learning paths. This is a kind of a little one here and there. Pavel and myself jumping in for trying to have a meeting. We are actively searching for people who would like to join it and contribute to it. We have also started slowly to write some parts of the learning path. As you can see, there's a lot of parts which are work in progress, but we get into all these RRRs, like recycle, reduce, remove, and however you would like to call it, to give it some structure. In the end, it's about putting all the different knots together. So talking about, for example, the landscape document, pointing experienced DevOps engineers or platform engineers out to say, like, look, this and this and this is relevant. You don't need to read the full story, but if you would like to achieve X, Y, Z, this is the tools, or this is the way you can go. Similar to other activities. So it's really like bringing, in the most cases, existing knowledge together. It will also work along very close together with sustainability, environmental sustainability for Kubernetes cluster best practices. But this is one focus on the Kubernetes. But if you talk about a little bit broader cloud native context, it can include also other parts in it as processes, development processes, maybe, and so on. And I think the next.
But maybe would help for me, because it would now, because I'm focusing on multiple higher priority things related to sustainability and CNCF for myself, I mean. But what would help me is if there would be eventually be issues where I can just pick up a certain context if I have some extra time and then contribute. That would really help me to, so not completely, but to have some contribution. Just like I heard with the Greenscaper for programming development work, but in this case, just context scraping.
For sure. I like that. We can set it up. We'll break this down, and we'll then create also the project dashboard. We will link it here. We will also drop it into the Slack channel so that you are aware of. And I can also ping it directly if you want. The next meeting to the learning path will be next week, Tuesday, the 7th, same time, same place as today, just that it's not Wednesday, but Tuesday. Also, just to make everyone aware, we have also for the Kubernetes best practices, it's next Monday, a little bit earlier. For me, it is 1 p.m. Central European Standard Times. So for some people, it might be a little bit too early or too late. But also this one is going to happen next week. Alrighty. And then Cloud Native Sustainability Week. We got already some updates. Anything else which we should add to it?
Nothing. I think in exacts. It's more in movement. I think that's more the correct summary right now.
Yeah. I think when we have the announcing the dates and so on, then it's also easier to align with the next steps. We discussed it already once in the lead round, and thinking about should include, for example, the Kubernetes meetups and actively highlight the topic, because they usually could easily organize within their area and meetup focusing on this topic. So this could be a quick win to spread the word and get local groups spinning up their activities. Coolio. So therefore, stay tuned for the Cloud Native Sustainability Week. When everything is announced, we are very happy if you can share the word and ping your local communities and see if you can get organized something. All right. With that, very fast towards all topics which we have. Do we have any other issue from your side? Any topics which you would like to bring up? Anything which you would like to discuss? Doesn't look like so far. Then, as usual, always also you're welcomed to go to the issues which we have open. I know it is a lot. So if you know exactly what you're interested in, always recommend to go to the project dashboard, which is a bit more tidied up. Nevertheless, sometimes you will find there some like hidden gems, I would say. And one which I'm now searching by myself and I cannot find it. We talk about illustrated. Still a lovely, beautiful idea, which we came up on our meetup in Paris. Maybe something for the comms group to think about an illustrated guide, similar to the Kubernetes illustrated guide for children, to explain actually the purpose and the reasoning for all our efforts, and to break it down in a very simple words, in a visual manner, and just get a very nice work out there. I really would like to see that one because it's I don't know, would be nice for the collection and would be nice for communication. And you will find more of these beautiful little hidden gems in the whole list of the issues. Alrighty, so no new other topic added, no question, other topics mentioned in the chat. With that, do we have any meeting following this week? The Comms Weekly is happening tomorrow. And all the other meetings we have already mentioned for the next week. Perfect. With that, last chance. Else, we can close that, jump out, enjoy the very hot weather. No one speaks up. Alrighty,
thank you.
Then thank
You
you very
too.
much for being here.
Sounds like a great idea.
Have a nice evening.
Next time to unmute. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.